Hello?
Good morning, Cheryl.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, aloha. It's Dave Lawrence at Hawaii Public
Hi,
Radio.
Dave. Nice to see you. Nice to hear you, actually.
Nice to hear you too. How's the signal on your end?
It's good. How's yours?
Yeah, it sounds real good. Nice.
Excellent. Yeah, I thought this better than the cell phone. Yeah, connections here are really bad, internet and stuff. It's just wonky. So,
Well, it sounds fantastic, and
good.
thank you for some time with us. And
You bet.
we're going to be running this Friday, so just that's the gist of the day. So it'll be tonight,
Okay.
basically, kind of thing.
Perfect.
And I'll just put a short intro on it and grab an ID from you at the end.
Okay.
Aloha, it is member-supported Hawaii Public Radio and All Things Considered. I'm Dave Lawrence. Dates tonight through Sunday, and then next weekend, Thursday the 29th through Sunday the 2nd, very special group is coming to town and will be at the Blue Note Hawaii in Waikiki. It's the Manhattan Transfer. It's a name that's very familiar to many fans around the world, certainly no strangers to Grammy-winning success, and we've got an important critical element in that success joining us right now on the program. It's vocalist Cheryl Bentyne, and thank you so much, Cheryl. Great to be talking to you and having you as a guest.
Wow, thank you. What a great intro. I'm going to keep that one for the rest of my life when I need it.
I like that. Well, good to be of service for you. And
Yeah.
for the uninitiated, because certainly it's a name that a lot of people might be familiar with, but then that's where it ends. Describe as you envision it, the kind of evening in store for attendees.
Well, we're celebrating our 45th anniversary, 45 years together doing this. So within that framework, our repertoire is huge, with so many albums and obviously 45 years. So we kind of squeeze in a little bit of every, era of the band. It's hard to do because we do 2 shows a night at the Blue Note, and it's not like a 2-hour solid, performance.
Right.
So we just hunt and peck and do as much as we can from the very beginnings of the group to as recently as we can on the other end, and everything in between. So we've combined a few tunes in medley form, and that seems to work really well because it gives people an idea. Then they go, oh yeah, right, we did that then, and we pay tribute to our late founder, Tim Hauser, who passed away 2.5 years ago now. And he, this was his brainchild. This was his idea. So we always do a little tip of the hat to Tim. So, a good time shall be had by all, I'm sure. And it's a wonderful room. We love the Blue Note there. We played there a year ago. And it's so comfortable and so spacious, and the sound's great, the food's great, so it's going to be fun to come back.
And even though it's a vocal group, Manhattan Transfer has some serious accompaniment.
Oh yeah, no, we're actually, it's funny, that's kind of we never were an a cappella group. We've always had a band behind us. We have maybe one song, in a show that's a cappella, but the group has always had, even big band and symphony and always our wonderful trio with us. So, it's a different format than, say, the a cappella groups that are out today, because with us, 2 men and 2 women singing, it's kind of, it was based on the Count Basie sax section of 4 saxophones that live close together in the chord. So it really is necessary and needed with the musical choices we've had over the years to have a band play with us. So.
And these dates are following a pretty remarkable tour recently with another well-known vocal group where you guys were sharing the bill.
That is right. Now that's an a cappella group.
Exactly.
Take 6. Yeah. We're very dear friends of theirs, and they've been doing it for, I think, 30 years now. Might be, and they're catching up with us. But what a wonderful bunch of guys, and just spectacular singers, all of them. So that's been a thrill. Yeah, we've combined our songs with their songs, and then they do some by themselves, we do some by ourselves, and different combinations of a few of the guys with us, and it's been really a great, exciting tour. We're going to be doing some more, I think, later in the year as well. So, and we have a PBS special that we filmed, so that will be pretty fabulous.
And that'll be nice for folks out here because that tour
it should be aired, I'm guessing September maybe. So that'll be wonderful too.
That's super cool. And you've been with Manhattan Transfer. You sort of pointed it out by paying tribute to the founder, but your experience, you come in '79, right? And
right.
From what I understand, it followed early work with your fathers. I mean, this is your experience with music, obviously, has been going on for some time, but I guess we can, looking back at the roots of it, I tend to think of, looking at you, it looked like the early work with your father's Dixieland and Swing Band was critical in shaping you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I grew up with this music, and I always say I was born, you know, snapping on 2 and 4. You know, I'm a real swing baby. So it was like that's the only music I knew, and that's the rhythmic foundation, really, of my life. So I sang with my dad's band, then I sang in a band in Seattle called the New Deal Rhythm Band, which was based on early swing, you know, like 20s, 30s, 40s. And that was like kind of a small big band, and we, you know, dressed up crazy and did all kinds of, you know, goofy songs, Carmen Miranda, Ruby Keeler, you know. But then when the trombone player in the band brought this record to me and said, "You got to hear this," it was the Transfer's first album, and I put it on and just flipped out because no one, you know, no young group of people had done this or sounded like this. So it was right up my alley from the beginning. So I was a fan long before I joined the group, right when they came out. And was thrilled when I heard about an audition for them, you know, and I had never sung with other voices, but I knew them. I knew that music. It was deeply entrenched in me how to swing and where to take the music. So when I sat down and sang with them at Janice's house in L.A., I auditioned with them. It felt right. You know, I was lucky. It all worked out pretty well. 38 years ago.
Incredible. What an incredible ride. And
yeah, it is.
Talking about it working out, your first record with them Extensions in '79 won them their first Grammy, and you've won 10 Grammys as part of the band, I understand.
Yes. Pretty crazy. It's been, you know, wonderful looking back. And now I look at the Grammy Awards and I go, is this the same line of work that I'm in? Because it's so different now. But yeah, you know, coming up and my first experience with the group, we sang at Radio City Music Hall at the Grammys that year. We're singing Birdland, and it was new. What was exciting and heartfelt for me is it was new for my partners as well. They had never been involved in the Grammys, and I had never been. So we were all experiencing something brand new for the first time together, which was really, really terrific. So it's been a great ride. And, you know, through all of our different phases musically, it seemed to, it stuck. And our fans have stuck with us. You know, I'm in Japan right now, and that has stuck with us since 1981, I want to say. We've been coming here. And it just keeps going. We've got great fans. We're very lucky. And
Radio City, so that was your debut gig with them, is in Radio City Music Hall?
Well, you know, it was the debut of the Grammys.
Okay, got it.
It's not my debut gig, but pretty crazy. You know, there's Michael Jackson in the front row, sitting with Madonna, sitting with Brooke Shields, you know, Richie, you know, Lionel Richie, Barry Manilow. It was that whole time. And they're all just sitting there staring at us, you know, and we were brand new to it. So it was one of those real exciting moments.
And that's just a great venue. I've been lucky enough to be in the backstage area there. Got to interview Deep Purple one time years ago in that venue. Ian Gillan, actually, singer. So when I think of that venue, I guess I just remember how exciting it was with the guy who takes you up in the elevator to the floor you're supposed to. I mean, I know. It's not a normal venue. All the weights and pulleys and stuff back there.
No, it's not normal at all. We played there once near Christmas. and they were doing the Christmas show, so there were there was livestock in the building. I mean, it is huge. Imagine the theater size, and then imagine the backstage size. Like you said, it's amazing there.
Yeah, the backstage is huge. What kind of animals do you remember running around back there?
There was a camel or two. They had the nativity, the live nativity part, I guess. So it's crazy.
That's a great memory, and that's certainly an unusual thing you don't often see. Have there ever been unusual? Because the band's been around a long time. Have there been unusual bookings over the course of? Obviously, unusual to be in a backstage situation and there are animals like that. But when you think of just an unusual artist to be on the same bill, you kind of look at each other and can you believe we're on the same bill with so and so? This is.
Well, there's been so many. We did a tribute to Atlantic Records, and we were on the bill with Phil Collins and and Led Zeppelin, and that was pretty crazy.
1988.
Pretty amazing. I think that was at Madison Square Garden.
It was. It was at Madison Square Garden. Yes, it was.
Crazy. We're going, what are we doing here? Well, we were Amit's act. He signed us, and we were his little special project all those years on Atlantic. So. Amit Erdogan. So we were part of that scene. We did a thing at, what else? Oh, there's so many weird things we've done. We came in on elephants in a park in New Orleans once.
What was that about?
I don't know. It was a promoter's idea. We were in a zoo, and they said, we have elephants. You guys want to come in on the elephants? And we said, sure. So
Amazing.
it was hilarious, and it's really wonky. It's a little scary because then when they have to let you down, the poor elephants have to get down on their front legs, and then it bends you way over. You think you're going to fall off, and oh my goodness, that was probably one of those special moments too. It was pretty funny.
And on the record side, it wouldn't be right to not mention from Brazilian to jazz to R&B and the styles and genres you've touched on and guests. One that sticks out in my mind because he was our guest not that long ago on the show. Chick Corea did a whole record paying tribute to him. What was any memories? It doesn't have to be with that, but of just the studio side of your life that you're really when you remember it, it really makes you feel warm and fuzzy, or you're just grateful that you got the experience.
Well, yeah, a couple that stick out, like you mentioned, Brazil. We flew to Brazil and hung out with all these composers, Ivan Lins, Javan, even Jobim, Gilberto Gil. We saw him in an airport on the way. It's crazy. And then when we came back to L.A., Javan sang on our record. Stan Getz played on it. It was a wonderful, wonderful. It's one of my favorite records. The other would probably be Vocalese, where we had Dizzy Gillespie, we had the Count Basie Band. Gosh, I can't remember. We had them all. Philly Joe Jones. It was crazy. We were able to connect with all of the greats, and that's through. I got to say that was through Tim. Tim made it all possible because he went to Atlantic and said, we want to do a Vocalese record with all these guys. And Amit said, no, it's not going to sell. Oh, it's a terrible idea. Well, we ended up with 14, Grammy nominations on that particular project. So it was a pretty great idea, And so, that was another one. I don't know where it ends. The Chick Corea project was quite challenging. Chick was not directly involved with it, but we had to create singable songs out of his music, which we didn't know would be so challenging. I mean, it's Chick Corea. He's amazing. But it was very challenging, and we did a lot of jumping through hoops trying to create music out of his world, that we could sing. A couple of them, Spain, of course, and 500 Miles High, but we chose quite a few other songs that were instrumentals that we didn't realize would be quite so amazing to try and sing. But we did it. I'm very proud of that whole project. That was really, really fun, really fun.
And finally, final question: Hawaii memories or experiences that stick out? Anything in the? I know recently you were here already at the Blue Note once, but other things in your history that just bring a smile to your face.
Well, I haven't honestly been there enough. We're counting the hours here till we arrive. I don't know. I think, it's probably one of the most gorgeous places on earth, obviously. It's paradise. I have a really close cousin that lives there. I'm going to see Annie, and we all just, of all the places we travel, and we've been everywhere, from Russia to all over Europe to, obviously, to all over the Pacific Rim and Asia. I think we're very grateful that we get to come to your beautiful heaven on earth, or heaven on the water, as it were. So, just to be there, it's going to just put a smile on our faces, and the wonderful audiences there. It's just really receptive, beautiful, beautiful people.
We're so glad to have you here. It's Cheryl Bentyne and Manhattan Transfer. Dates tonight through Sunday, Blue Note, Hawaii, and then next weekend, same venue, getting started on Thursday, the 29th, running through Sunday. And give you a big hug, a high five, and really appreciate your time.
Aloha. Thank you.
Hope you had fun talking today.
Oh, I did. Can't wait to start the shows. Aloha. This is Cheryl Bentyne from the Manhattan Transfer, and you are tuned in to our very good friend, Dave Lawrence. Thanks.
Excellent, Cheryl. Very good job, and thank you for being up and with it so early in the morning. I'd be a little sleepy at 8 a.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.